Okay, so that was a beautiful way to start off this road trip here today. My original plan was just to drive down to Trail of 100 Giants and where I'm spending the night tonight and drive straight through, and I just couldn't do it. You know, seeing the Sierra Nevada mountains and knowing some of the things that we're gonna pass along the way, I just had to start filming right now. I hope you don't mind. There are some things along the way that I'd like to stop and see, mainly just beautiful views of the Sierra Nevada mountains, but also we're going to pass Alabama Hills. I think it's right off of 395, Mount Whitney, California's highest peak. There's lots to see, and I think it's just all worthwhile coasting down 395 and take it all in. You should be able to see the gray, jagged peaks of the Sierra Nevada right in front of you. There are little patches of snow up there still here in July. It's July 4th, 4th of July, actually, and I still have seen lots of patches of snow. We're entering the town of Lone Pine in our turn to get to the Alabama Hills, which I can see off to my right is in about 0.8 miles. We're going to turn off, and boy, does that look awesome. I can't wait to show you that. Check out all the really interesting rocks back there. So what do you guys think that looks like? Dude, that is totally Jabba the Hutt. I've just turned on what's known as Movie Road, because I think this is where a lot of films were filmed. A lot of movies were filmed here. And, you know, I look at this landscape and I can't really see anything definitive like, oh yeah, I know that was in this movie or that. And I did not come prepared to do a film location type video. But I'm sure with some research or whatever, you could probably pick out a couple locations. And I know you can hike and climb on the rocks and go see all that stuff up close, but once again, it's just not in the cards for me today. So we'll just kind of enjoy this from here for now. So this is where I get in trouble on all these trips, when I don't get things done that I set out to do, because I come upon locations like this and then I get really distracted and just want to end up spending half a day exploring, but I can't afford to do that as badly as I want to. We are going to have to turn and head back, but for a good reason. So all of a sudden I find myself in a forest of Joshua trees. Just one thing after another in a really good way. Just maybe an hour and a half ago, we were seeing snow, patches of snow on the Sierra Nevada, and now we're surrounded by Joshua trees. Wow, look at that. It just gets more and more filled with Joshua trees. I mean, there are thousands of these around here. They're so green and vibrant too. Look at that hillside right in front of us. I assume those are all Joshua trees. All right, we're heading towards Kernville. It's actually where I'm staying tonight, is in this area, but for now we're going to keep going. I'm not sure where the main town of Kernville is. I really need gas. So I saw a sign for a Shell station. Gonna make a quick pit stop, but it's really beautiful out here. Very deserty looking, but the mountains are starting to get really tall again, and we're heading north again. So yeah, I expect things to change very quickly. I just drove through the town of Kernville, and this road that we're following towards the Trail of 100 Giants follows the Kern River, and I think I found where the 4th of July is this year. I mean, I have seen easily thousands and thousands of campers and people all up and down this road for miles and miles and miles. They just got tents packed together, a lot of like tubers and stuff. It looks like going down the river. The river looks beautiful, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to be stuck in the middle of thousands of people right now. And just like that, we are in a pine forest again. It already looks very different from Kernville. Now I can believe that we will find a grove of sequoia trees.
In a quarter mile, your destination will be on the left.
I think we're almost there, and I see some really interesting trees like I've never seen before. And is there going to be parking here is the question. I made it to the parking lot for Trail of 100 Giants, and looky here, it was actually full. There's more parking that you can't see from here, but every single spot, well, here's a new one, was taken, and I got the last one. All right, let's cross the road here and head into Trail of 100 Giants. And this is my first experience ever seeing trees of this size. I could see a couple from the road, and I can tell you they're spectacular. So, in fact, I think that's one right there. You can kind of see how big that tree is compared to that girl standing by the trunk. Wow. Oh my God, look at this. I'm walking inside of this tree. Holy smoke, it looks like it's charred in here. Maybe this is from an old fire. Oh, wow. That is crazy how large that is. I need to break away from that to get a view from back here. It's way too big to even come close to getting in the whole picture. Oh my gosh. Well, without a doubt, these are the biggest trees that I've ever seen. By a long shot. I cannot believe how gargantuan these things are. It's almost unbelievable. Wow. One reason why you might want to come here is if you want to see sequoia trees. Typically this place is a lot less crowded, I hear, than Sequoia National Park and Kings Canyon. It's really just a short 1.3 mile hike, but to see something like these trees, it's well worth it. Now, today's the 4th of July, as I already mentioned, and there were a lot of people when I came in here, but it seems to be clearing out. So I'm gonna just take my time and see if we can't have a little bit of this place to ourselves. Yeah, you can see off in the distance there another really large one. So many of these trees seem to be, the middle seem to be burnt out from fires, yet they still thrive. Very resilient trees, it would seem. And I don't know if I can convey the sense of scale here. Actually, I've got an idea. Watch this. Let's go sneak a closer look at this guy. I just went inside of it, and once again you can see the inside of this thing is charred black, likely from a forest fire. Jeez Louise, this is huge. Okay, so this is pretty cool. The sign right there says that this was a branch from one of the large sequoias here in the area and it fell. And it actually stuck in the ground because it probably fell from such a height. And the thought concludes with, lucky for us we weren't here when that thing came down. Imagine if that came down on you. I mean, it's stuck in the ground, look at that. One explanation for all of the fallen trees seems to be, according to a sign, that they're purposely felling trees around here so that if they're a hazard for falling, they'll just be proactive and knock it down before it knocks down other trees, I guess. But apparently the current drought conditions and things are not good for these trees and can cause a lot of damage. There's some kind of beetle also that is not good for these trees. This seems to be another one that has like 2 trunks. I don't know if it's 2 trees or one. It's kind of melded into one. So this is indeed 2 sequoia that have grown together, and it mentions this little crevice in the middle here is a great place to seek shelter in a storm or to seek refuge from predators. Carefully considered camera lenses when I came here. I'm finding this very challenging. I feel like almost every other shot's gonna be the same thing of me just panning up the trees. I can get good footage of the trunks, and that really conveys a sense of scale, I think, but yeah, this is one of those things I think you just gotta be here to see it for yourself. Oh my God, look at this. These are fallen sequoia. I thought the things I saw earlier were fallen sequoia. I don't think so. This here is crazy. This really gives me a sense of the size of these trees, seeing one on its side like this. It's crazy. Look at that root system here. I assume it's okay to climb up on this tree. I mean, someone fashioned a staircase out of tree stumps. There's no sign saying not to. You guys know my policy on that. This ought to give you a sense of the scale. This is the mightiest I think I've ever felt, standing on top of a fallen sequoia. Some more fallen trees back here, it looks like. These fallen sequoia are kind of nice at this point because my neck is starting to hurt from looking up the whole time. I'm not the only one that walked on trees. It's kind of cool. You could see the scale by seeing other people up against the trees. Much easier to convey size that way. So these sequoia are also very old, by the way. I think over 1,000 years old for a lot of these. That's very impressive. However, early this morning I made another video and I saw much older trees than these by thousands of years at the ancient bristlecone pine forest. So what those bristlecone pines beat these out in age, they do not beat them out in size by a long shot. So this being my first time seeing trees of this size, I mean, nothing's come close to this. If you've not seen this, I just don't know how to convey the sense of hugeness. This is amazing. This is one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time, but I do say that about just about everything, don't I? It's all right, you can call me out on that, it's true. I was a little leery when I pulled up here today, thinking, boy, did I choose the wrong day. I expected more people than usual, but turns out that it turned out being awesome, and people do clear out of here late afternoon. It's currently about 5:15 right now, and yeah, seeing less and less people with every minute. Sequoia fun fact. Sequoia do not like to grow in isolated by themselves. They like to grow in groups, in groves. And that's where you'll find them. Just like this grove. This sign here points out that this sequoia right here has the largest circumference of any tree in Longmeadow Grove. 70 feet around that trunk. 70 feet. This is really cool. You see this fallen sequoia here? That fell over in the 1800s. It's been dead for over 200 years, yet it doesn't seem to decompose. Well, there's a reason for that. You would think after 200 years there wouldn't be much left of this giant thing, right? Well, the reason why they don't decompose as quickly as other forest matter is because of something called tannins, a chemical inside of these that help prevent decay. We're heading back into the grove now. I bet you can't see around the tree, can you? Still walking, still walking. Let's do this, this should be fun. We're gonna walk around an entire tree. I don't think I've done that yet today. I think you have to do that if you have seen this video and you come here. You gotta do what I'm doing. Well, that was the Trail of 100 Giants. Absolutely spectacular, unlike anything I've ever seen. And if you've never seen trees on this scale, boy, you really got to come out here and check this out sometime, or go to Sequoia National Park, whatever you got to do. But if you want a more calm, quiet time, this is the place to do it.